television ratings, higher attendance figures. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your bottom line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it, but you didn't do it.
Stephen A. Smith has never been known for subtlety, but this time, he didn't just stir the pot, he flipped the entire table. His passionate critique of the WNBA's handling of Caitlin Clark wasn't just another explosive rant, it was a wake-up call. At the core of his frustration, the league's complete inability to capitalize on its most electrifying and marketable star. If you stand with Caitlin, drop CC is the GOAT in the comments below. Let's get it.
A bit hesitant and reluctant and resistant to it. So much so you didn't push for her to be on Team USA. So much so you had people like Cheryl Swoops who didn't even want to mention her name.
Imagine a player so electrifying, so game-changing, that she's packing arenas and breaking viewership records before even reaching her prime. Caitlin Clark isn't just talented, she's the moment women's basketball has been waiting for. And yet, rather than rolling out the red carpet, the WNBA has greeted her with little more than a lukewarm welcome. Fans are baffled. How can a league that claims to crave growth overlook its most valuable asset?
Admit how stupid it was for y'all not to go all in speaking your piece to elevate Caitlin Clark, so therefore even more attention could have come and y'all could have reaped the benefits? Now you're gonna do it anyway, and I get that, but you see my point?
But Stephen A. wasn't just highlighting a botched marketing play, he was sounding a 5-alarm warning. The WNBA is staring down a defining moment. If they mishandle Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise, it's not just a lost PR opportunity, it's the potential collapse of the league's biggest shot at exponential growth. Stay on this path of lukewarm support, and the question won't be what could have been, it'll be what did they just let slip through their fingers?
And everybody talks about other WNBA players not being appreciated. Nobody insulted them. Nobody dismissed their contribution. We were simply saying, despite the contributions for years and years and years, a lot of people didn't care. Fair or not, until Caitlin Clark came along.
When Stephen A. enters the chat, it's never just background noise, it's a full-blown event. His latest tirade didn't just criticize a few missteps, it scorched the WNBA's leadership. Commissioner Cathy Engelbert and veteran figures like Cheryl Swoops weren't spared, as he called out the league's old guard for acting less like trailblazers and more like bitter siblings guarding the spotlight.
What's the direction it could have helped that much and facilitated you being in an even stronger position to get yours, but you didn't do it. You didn't do it. Wow.
Just take a look at how the league responded, or rather, didn't respond, to Caitlin Clark's tidal wave of honors. Forbes 30 Under 30, Sports Business Journal's Sportsperson of the Year, Associated Press Female Athlete of the Year, Times Athlete of the Year. The accolades stacked up as Clark built a brand, a movement, and a media empire, all while dragging the WNBA into the national spotlight. And from the league's leadership, crickets. No big campaigns. No league-wide push. No, this is our moment energy. Commissioner Cathy Engelbert seemed content playing a background extra in Caitlin's rise rather than leading the charge. And don't even get started on how the Rookie of the Year reveal was handled. Previous winners got fanfare, team events, national coverage. Clark, she got a phone call. That's it. The WNBA's biggest star in decades reduced to a moment that felt more like a robocall from the pharmacy than a career milestone. Fans didn't need Stephen A. to tell them the league dropped the ball. They already saw it, and they were loud about it.
Going to let her know she was Rookie of the Year with a phone call in Connecticut during a practice before a playoff game. You can't make this up.
The real question isn't what's happening, it's why. Why is a league that claims to crave attention acting like it's allergic to the best thing that's ever happened to it? Why the passive-aggressive tone toward the very player bringing women's basketball into millions of new homes? It's as if the WNBA fears success that doesn't align with its preferred narrative. Stephen A.'s takedown wasn't just another hot take, it echoed what fans and insiders have been quietly saying for months. And he didn't stop at Caitlin Clark. He torched the entire system. Because this isn't just about a missed PR moment. It's about a league paralyzed by a superstar who refuses to fit neatly into its outdated playbook.
Television ratings, it elevated attendance, and it damn sure elevated franchise value. But now, something that y'all resisted talking about, opining about,
Most major sports leagues are built around their superstars. Just look at how the NBA rallied around LeBron James or Steph Curry. But the WNBA, they struck gold with Caitlin Clark, a once-in-a-generation unicorn, and somehow decided to let her sink or swim on her own. She's breaking attendance records, drawing TV numbers women's sports have rarely seen. And the league treats her like a side note, not the golden ticket she clearly is.
Trade in the league in regards to Clark started with WNBA legend Cheryl Swoops.
That's why Stephen A.'s criticism hit like a bombshell, because the stakes have never been higher. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark. It's about the direction of the entire WNBA. Fans aren't just asking for leadership, they're demanding it. They want someone at the helm who sees the moment clearly and isn't afraid to elevate the superstar standing right in front of them. If the league continues to fumble this opportunity, it won't just stall progress, it'll send it into reverse. Stephen A. didn't go off because he dislikes the WNBA. He did it because he wants it to thrive. But thriving means more than a couple of Instagram posts and half-hearted slogans. It means strategy, vision, courage. The WNBA needs all three, and fast.
Said Caitlin Clark, rising tide lifts all boats. As much as her presence was maximized by the WNBA, you players could have done more to us.
And speaking of weak leadership, let's talk about Cathy Engelbert's latest PR misfire. When the commissioner finally landed prime spots on national platforms like 60 Minutes and CNBC's Power Lunch, fans and players were hoping for clarity, vision, something to show she understood the moment. Instead, Engelbert delivered the verbal equivalent of a shrug. No fire, no urgency, just a stream of corporate buzzwords that left everyone wondering if she even watches the games. On 60 Minutes, she was handed a softball. What do you think of Caitlin Clark's impact? This was her chance to plant a flag, to rally the league around its biggest star in decades. But instead of seizing the moment, Engelbert offered one of the most uninspiring answers possible. No league is about one player. And just like that, the opportunity fizzled.
When you're asked about Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one person.
Translation: we're afraid to put all our eggs in the Caitlin Clark basket. Which is insane, because the WNBA's marketing strategy right now should be Caitlin Clark and friends. Imagine if the NBA had reacted to Michael Jordan's rise with, "Hey, we're bigger than Michael." Good luck with that. Why pretending Caitlin isn't the focal point. Engelbert and her team aren't just squandering momentum, they're insulting fans who know exactly who's filling arenas, driving TV ratings, and sparking conversations about the WNBA. Fans aren't stupid. They know exactly who's making them tune in and talk about the league.
You know basketball. You know basketball. You know basketball. You know basketball better than me. You know basketball than any of the pundits. You know basketball better than most of the men that play basketball. There is no way in hell you just accidentally left Caitlin Clark's name out of that soliloquy that you dropped about the Indiana Fever. Stop it. You know that.
Cathy Engelbert's "no league is about one player" comment might have been technically accurate, but it landed like a lead balloon. It didn't just sound neutral, it felt dismissive, almost as if she was downplaying the very superstar who's driven record-breaking viewership, skyrocketing ticket sales, and unprecedented media buzz. Instead of celebrating the surge Caitlin Clark has brought to the league, Engelbert seemed intent on minimizing it, and fans immediately took notice. Within minutes, social media exploded with outrage, calling out the WNBA for squandering the rarest opportunity it's had in decades. The cracks deepened during Engelbert's appearance on CNBC's Power Lunch. Rather than addressing pressing issues like player safety, officiating chaos, and fair treatment, she fell back on safe buzzwords and outdated marketing fluff. Rivalries, storytelling, the usual corporate jargon. It was like listening to a CEO deflecting blame after a disastrous earnings report. Fans, players, and analysts were begging for something real. True leadership, real accountability. Instead, they got a smokescreen. And in that moment, the chasm between the league's leadership and the reality of the moment became glaringly obvious.